And welcome back, everyone, to the MOSEF Fall Brawl. We are still here for one more match. We've done through everything. We've gone through the small school district. We've gone through most of the standard bracket. And it's time for the grand finals. Classics Yard, get hype one more time for the standard district grand finals. So, St. John Vianney versus Ozark in a best of seven series. We just saw best of seven. It was the underdogs, not necessarily the underdogs, but the team that nobody expected from Fawcett, Missouri.
Small town versus the
Small town versus the small school. I believe I'm blanking on the Fawcett name. I just can't stop thinking of on it. Yeah. Mid Buchanan versus Duchesne in a best of seven where Mid Buchanan did take the dub 4-2. Now we get another one. Best of seven, Vianney versus Ozark in the standard district. I mean, these are two of the best schools in the state.
They are the two best schools in the state. This is finals. This is
Statistically.
it. We'll see how this goes. Ozark, I'm banking on you. You got the home field advantage. You're 30 minutes away from Springfield, so
Not even.
not even. Yeah, very close. But Vianney has been a force to be reckoned with, especially with Bubs. Bubs, Star, they've been linking up for every single goal. But I think Ozark's got a few tricks up their sleeve. They might be able to take this home.
For sure. This is definitely not going to be a blowout. Unless Bubsy goes absolutely crazy or someone on Ozark goes absolutely crazy, I think this is going to be a game where we get to see at least a game 5, game 6, maybe even a game 7 if these teams really want to give us something to be happy about.
Yeah, haven't seen a game 7 all day, regardless of, at least not on this stream, regardless of small school, big school, doesn't matter. Stars getting linked up from a Bubs pass again. Seems like that's going to continue to be a problem. I wonder if they're going to go the Alexander route, where they really try to shut down Bubs, really get in his space, start pre-jumping them, start demoing them, bumping them around a little bit. That might have to be the play.
Very possible. Bubsy has been an absolute problem for everybody that he plays against. It's a very similar route for Yimbo. That's what Alexander did. They just targeted Yimbo, did not let them breathe, and it worked out for games 3 and 4. So maybe Ozark has to do something like that.
Meanwhile, Ozark's putting in solid shots and trying for double taps, and I will be the first to say it, Vianney has not seen anything like that yet today. They have not had that kind of pressure, that kind of offense to play against, and they're just going to walk one right on in. And that's just a masterclass. A little bit overextended from Vianney. Ozark gets a nice touch around. Stars gets beat by his own teammate's touch, and then, you know, we got another red tag in the lobby. We're seeing some high-level players in here.
The S4 Dunkmaster tag.
Yeah, he likes to play hoops.
Yeah.
Not hoops today, though. We're playing 3v3.
No, it's 3v3. Standard game mode. You don't have to hit the ball into the net. You have to hit the ball into the goal. And this one doesn't have a net. It's just a wall.
But he still hit it.
He did.
Nice shot.
Yes, he did.
We're seeing, I think this first game is going to be somewhat of a wake-up call for Vianney. They have not had to deal with hard shots from all angles, double taps, slippery sets, none of that. And if they do have to start dealing with it, they might get caught off guard here in the first one.
Flipped it up over to the center of the field. No one on Ozark can make a play with it. So they've got to try their hand at it again. Vianney has a shot. There's nobody there to finish. Shim, the nice attempt, but still, Ozark keeps it out.
Yeah, there was a small whiff, which could have cost Ozark a little bit if it was on target. Thankfully, it doesn't this time, but you're going to have to clean that up. This is grand championship time.
Star is better, staying true to his name and just showing him how much better it is. It's the Bub Star connection yet again. It just had to be the mess and then the clean.
Yep, that's all Stars does. If you need someone to put the ball on target consistently, it's not ever really flashy. It's not Bub's work. It's not, any of that, but it's in the back of the net, and that's all that matters.
Goal will put Vianney up in the lead for now. Last time this happened, Ozark was able to strike back really, really quickly. We're nearing that halfway mark, so there's still quite a bit of time left to play. Vianney shows that they can still score whenever they need to.
A slight double commit on that offensive drive. ends up pushing the ball up and over. We've seen the crossbar come into play again and again in these high school matches. And, you know, this is the time where you don't want to leave anything on the field. No woulda, shoulda, couldas. You need to put that ball in the back of the net.
Vianney drives it down. Stars better. Doesn't quite have the touch that they want, but they do, I guess, put it past a little bit further than where it was, which is a good sign. Shem misses it. Star does not. Sets it up perfectly for Shem. Nobody on the Ozark side can clear it away, and that's going to give Vianney another attempt at this ball. As it starts to roll around, Bubsy gets one more touch, almost drives to that ball, but in the nick of time, Ozark boots it out.
Yeah, Ozark really staying nice and composed here in defense and in offense. A nice little dribble around two. Could have been a shot potentially. I do think that Bubs has given this Ozark team a little bit more respect than he's given other teams. Playing more defensive, not going for crazy stuff. He just wants to get the bag and get the trophy.
Star is better, does it yet again. And look at this replay, first of all. We're going to admire the goal. It's incredible. You cannot place that any better. But look at the scoreboard. 3 goals for Star, 3 assists for Bubsy. This is a dynamic that they have practiced. This is not something that they just happened to get into today. This is rehearsed.
Yeah, we have a playmaker on for one and a hat trick for the other. You know, I expect to see that probably, you know, they're going to need to pull that out pretty much every game here if they're going to win the finals. Ozark is not an easy team to beat, not easy to break down. You're going to need passes from Bubs. You're going to need shots on target from Star. And you're going to need a little help from their third as well.
Over that 1 minute mark, Ozark definitely needs to put up a couple of goals in this last minute. They want to take this game away from Vianney. But with how things are looking, I don't know if that's going to happen. It's another setup from Ozark, but they can't quite get the finish. And that clear wastes so much time.
Jim off the ceiling again. If you recall, we had that one incredible ceiling dunk into a goal in their last match. I think he's trying to recreate that little bit of magic. Maybe he feels like he needs to. If he feels like he has to do something crazy like that to beat Ozark, Ozark might have a leg up here.
10 seconds to go. And a lot more time wasting. That is done. Ozark got to chalk this game up as game 1 goes to Vianney. Fairly one-sided. It's only scored by 2, but you do have to keep in mind that Vianney controlled the pace for pretty much the entire game. Ozark's going to get a consolation goal. Puts him within 1, but
a little bit of help from Stars on that one.
If it wasn't there, then that was still going to be a 2-1 victory, or a 3-1 victory, rather.
And, you know, I don't think it was that one-sided. I think Ozark definitely had their chances. I think they had the same amount of chances as Vianney did. Vianney just put them in the back of the net. Stars hit the upper 90 twice. Bubs just had some crazy nice passes. A few less double commits, a few more shots on target, and I'm thinking this could be Ozark's tournament.
Very well could be, but there is a lot of work that needs to still be done. First game is Vianney's. It wasn't as one-sided as I might have made it out to be, but there is absolutely a clear winner. So something needs to change, but I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibility for Ozark to win this up. They could storm back and win this 4-1.
Yeah, I think that they need to get Alexander get some pointers of how to stop the hard carry in Bubs. Because Bubs, if he can't give the passes, then Stars have anything to shoot. If you can stop Bubs, if you're free jumping, if you're bumping, if you're demoing him, get in the face, you know, you have to get in his way. He's the only person on the field that's ever hit SSL. He's rocking the tag. It's a little intimidating to play against someone like that, and you got to shut him down.
Let's hope that Ozark can do just that. 5 minutes are back on the timer. The last game does not matter. Let's see what Ozark can do. They start things off perfectly, only taking 7 seconds to get the scoring started.
Yeah, and that's just kind of how it is. A poor touch from the side of Vianney, and just a nice, solid, simple strike into the back of the net from Pub. And that's kind of all you have to do. Play simplistic Rocket League. Beat them where you can. You can't necessarily beat Bubs in the air or mechanically, but if you can get around him and you can put a shot on target, all of a sudden the game's much more winnable.
Vianney going to let that ball fall down. It's a bad double commit. Gives Ozark a huge opportunity, but Bubsy comes in and swoops that ball away at the very last second. Takes it slow, boots it up, right to the net. Not necessarily a boot, but more like just a little gentle love tap with the foot. Another setup for Vianney, and the shim gets it through.
Yeah, Bubs puts it on target, was 100% saved. Unfortunately, all three of Ozark felt like they needed to die for that ball, and he ends up putting it back in the net. Pretty good shot from Shim, though. Pretty good.
Very nice. Really good shot. A really good save from Ozark as well, but the second touch they simply were not expecting. So we go back to an even slate. No chance for an insurance goal here.
Yeah, you have to feel like Ozark really would have enjoyed having that lead just a little bit longer. Only had it for, 30, 40 seconds or so. And when you get a lead on a team that beat you in the first game, it's nice to hold on to it for a while.
Bubsy boots it down. Shim looking to catch that ball. Doesn't quite have it, but thankfully Stars right there. It's the sweep, sweep, sweep of Bubsy's mess. And I mean, it's starting to get a little bit selfish. Like, come on, Bubsy, you're leaving Star to do all your work.
Yeah, Star is just really, doing the janitor role, just cleaning up everything. I think that was actually a three-person play. I think Shim was never going to touch that ball. He called it out. Bubsy was there, passed it off the wall. And of course, Star's there with his broom and dustpan, and he just mops. He just cleans it up.
And off the kickoff, it is Vianney with the advantage. An awkward touch on the back line. PubGub barely getting that save, but Vianney is still controlling this ball very well. Unfortunately, a whiff on the front line forces them to come off of it just a little bit, but Bubsy still has control. It's Fatted Crows that boots it out. They save it off to the side. PubGub gets a demo, which I like to see. It took us a while, but we're starting to get those demos in, forcing Shim to put up some extra work.
Yeah, Shim getting a really rough touch of defense, and I think that's been kind of a characteristic. Shim's defensive touches have been a little shaky here and there. That time he was able to clean it up, but don't expect it to be able to happen every single time.
Dry looks for a play off the ceiling. Does not quite connect. Shim boots it down. Really just takes it away. Bubsy grabs it. Flip reset, and we've got another one on the day. The flip reset goal from Bubsy from 3/4 the way down the field.
Yeah, just nice and smooth. Gets the flip. When you get that flip and you can do anything with the ball, very difficult to defend. You have to kind of a guessing game at that point. He could even just not hit the ball and let it fall into the back of the net, and you would look very silly if you jumped for it.
Insurance goal secured for Vianney. With the clock running out, Bubsy looks to do it one more time, but Dry does not let that one go through. And Ozark, big whiffs. Big missed opportunity for them as well. Vianney now driving it down. Bubsy met on that ball. Fatted Crowds has to save it out.
Yeah, and I think, Bubs is really putting in some work in this series, pretty much this entire tournament. Again, you're probably going to see him in Collegiate Rocket League next semester. But that might be a good thing. Depending on how many people are leaving from Ozark, they might have this in the bag next year. This game's looking a little out of hand. They're going to need at least one fairly quickly. See if they can get one off the backboard. And they might be able to make a small little comeback.
Fatted Crowd gets it past one, but Star is Better is right there. Can't get it past two at once. They're unfortunately an astronaut. 50 from Shim and PubGub. Sent over to the side. Star is Better can't quite get the touch they wanted on it. But neither can Bubsy. They have to get bounced back. They lose their own 50. This puts a hamper in Vianney's plans. They have to reset. That ball severely stuck on their back line, and Ozark can just keep pounding. This one goes in.
There it is. All right, a minute 20 left. Definitely doable to get another goal. It took, a pretty rough touch from Bubs to get that goal. You would like to not have to rely on the mistakes from the SSL. Maybe force them a little more. I'm still not seeing them up in Bub's face, not really messing with him a whole lot. He's kind of got to do whatever he wants this game.
A lot more shut down. We need to channel Alexander.
Someone on Ozark needs to turn into the second coming of Alexander.
Fact.
Needs to get in Bub's face, needs to start demoing him. You can't let an SSL do what he wants. That's not how that's not how you win.
Definitely not. High school level, when you have a player that is that high of a level, you target them. Because without shading Star or Shim, Bubsy is the most mechanical and the most explosive player on this team. Star and Shim are fantastic players. They are high level as well. I'm probably saying high champ, low GC, but Bubsy is just that much of that guy.
Yeah. And it's going to really take, again, you don't want to rely on him messing up the touch. Make him mess up the touch. Make him give you the ball. Make him just not be there. If you demo him, I think that's definitely the way to win, because he's trying to do it all right now.
And at some point, if you can put pressure in the right spots, if you have the best player in the world that's trying to do everything, it's not going to work. You just got to pressure him the right way. 10 seconds to go. A little bit of help from the defense of Ozark. And that should seal the deal for this game. A musty.
I'm not worried about the musty. I'm more worried about Ozark's mental after that own goal. That's going to be a rough one to overcome.
Yeah,
they're going to have to. The series is getting away from them quickly.
It really is. And the own goal does not help at all. I mean, it didn't just touch off of one player. It touched off of two. And if it only touched off of one, it still would not have been an own goal. It was off of that second touch that it really was. Fantastic way to end it for Vianney as well, as they deny Ozark any consolation at all. That was going in yet again if there was more time.
Yeah, and I think, it seems like an eternity now that was the second own goal of that game for Ozark. And so we're really, I get it, you're in the grand finals. There's a lot of nerves happening. Where, if you had a whole season for this, there's a guy wearing an SSL tag on the other side of the field. It's a lot, right? It's just a lot. But you can't be that nervous to give 2 own goals in the grand finals. That's just not a recipe for success. And I think Ozark knows that. I think they know they're better than that. I think they know that they're going to clean it up this next game, and they're going to come out firing.
They're going to need to. I feel like reverse sweep territory is simply going to be too far to drive back from. Anything's possible, but Vianney does not seem like a team that is going to throw these 3-0 series. Also, look at...
We have a sign out in the crowd. What does it say?
What is
that? So dark.
I don't know.
It says number 1 something.
I'm going to go read it.
Okay, go read it. I need feedback on what that sign says. All right, we are going to see Ozark here. We get a good amount of defense, but we really need some offense. They just know they have the ability to score. They got to put it all together, capitalize on some mistakes from the other players, see what they can do here. All right. What does the sign say?
The sign says number 99 of the jersey, number 1 in my heart. Bubsy's jersey is 99.
He's wearing number 99.
Yeah.
Okay. I respect it. I like that. They know who to root for. They do have a whole fan club here. But you know what? I'll say it right now. I'm kind of a fan of Ozark. They're my local team. The only team I've seen today that is even close to me. They get to see Republic play. I think they're on the B stream, but I'm rooting for Ozark. I've been working with them. I've known them for a while. Hoping they can pull out at least a dub or 2. The goals have been great. They just got to put it all together now.
Need to find a way to stop Bubsy as well. A big, explosive player that has been not just the thorn in their side, but the whole knife in their thigh throughout the entire series. As, yeah, Shim and Star may have more goals than Bubsy, but Bubsy has been everywhere all at once.
Yeah, a player like this, they have so much experience in the game. They've started to really, they know how to play everything. They know how to hit it. They know when to get boosts. As I say that, we're looking at a very nice almost double tap from Shim. Very close. That's like the 3rd or 4th one I think we've seen from him that is just right there.
We've seen a lot of them throughout the entire day. It's so close. They have the double touch completely uncontested, and then they overthink it. It's awkward, but it happens, and a missed touch from Bubsy allows Fatted Crowd to push that one in and put Ozark in the lead. Oh, I think Bubsy flipped the wrong way.
He did flip in the incorrect correction. And, having someone named Fatted Crowd score on you might be demoralizing enough in and of itself.
Yeah.
I don't know what that name even means, but I respect it. And you know what? He's got more goals in this tournament than I did. He's doing great. We're going to see Ozark. They're going to try to keep knocking Bubsy down. Bubsy's wasting a lot of boost here, just traveling across horizontally at the field for not really a whole lot of gain. I think they could definitely capitalize on his lack of boost now.
Runs it around. Another shot for Dry. It's not quite as on target as they want, Bubsy gonna correct it just a little bit. That could have been stars, but I honestly think that it was kind of going off. I think that was going out.
And you know what? At this level, it doesn't matter. All these players have thousands and thousands of goals. Secure the goal. You're winning a championship right now. Okay? No one cares if you take a goal.
Yeah. You gotta secure the goal for your team. This is the championship. This isn't like the first round of it. This is the grand finals. This is to put your team on match point for said tournament.
And let's be honest here, it's not like Bubs hasn't given enough enough goals to them.
Oh my goodness, Bubsy, it just gets better and better from the corner, off of the top ramp of the wall, right off of the left steek. It's so good.
Yeah, pre-flip off the wall into a double tap. He scored one of those in the first series of the day, and apparently that's just kind of a thing he can do. So you got to watch out for that, along with, let's see, everything else Bubs can do. So watch out for him in general.
50 is not able to be forced by Ozark. Stars better with a very clean turnover. Bubsy uses their jump, still has a bit of boost left over, misses another 50 yet again. Bubsy pushes it on up, barely saved away by Ozark. That could have been monstrous for Vianney, and it could have been a deal breaker for the other side. Ozark, very lucky to get away with that one.
Yeah, and we're getting to the point in the game where a 2-goal lead, especially a 3-goal lead, is all but curtains for that game. And really, Ozark is back against the wall. All their boost is stolen. Vianney's keeping the ball up high, where Ozark physically cannot get to because there is no boost in their tank. And that's just well played Rocket League. It's going to be very difficult to get out of this without conceding a goal.
Probably going to wait for that ball to come to him and then make a play with it. Ground pinch. If that player was not there, that was definitely a goal. This time it goes in. It's going to count as another own goal. Bubsy has done it yet again.
Yeah, and it all comes out of just taking a nice 50-50 against the third man of Ozark. Again, you take third man out of the play, no one's going to be in the net. Ozark was trying to rotate back, just not quite fast enough. Ends up putting it in the back of their own net. And, you know, this one's going to be a tough one. Of a team of this caliber, I don't think Vianney is going to be throwing this lead in a minute.
Don't think so. Not unless Ozark can force it to happen. This Vianney team has been so disciplined, so efficient, that I simply do not think that they are going to throw this. I think Ozark is going to have to fight for it. But with a whiff like that, maybe we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely still in the realm of possibility. 38 seconds, you know, again, the game does not end until the ball hits the ground at 0. So you just need to be able to tie the game, and it's very winnable. A close shot from Pub, not quite hard enough, was on target, but Bubs is going to save that. 10 out of 10.
One more time. It's met on the balls. Star is better. Drives it down, wins another 50. Nobody's there to finish, but at the moment, you don't need to worry about it. You just need to worry about wasting as much time as possible. And they have done that successfully. One more touch from Vianney, and this will be game. And honestly, if Ozark cannot get their feet under themselves, then the last touch not even needed. Vianney's goes to match point.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough, we're in reverse sweep territory. Ozark needs to win 4 in a row. Have struggled to win 1. It's not like it doesn't happen. It does. Just few and far between.
Very few and far between. And let's also not forget the venue. Like, best of 7 reverse sweeps are rare as they are. We're on LAN.
Yeah, we're playing on a LAN connection. We have pretty much the entire roster of everyone that has joined us here today. Everyone at the top deck and the bottom down here at Classic Rock in Springfield. It's been a pleasure. It's been really great. We are going into Game 4. I want to point out that 45-second stand that Ozark had toward the end of that last game, where they were putting on a lot of shots. A lot of shots, a lot of offense. They were getting some bumps. They stole some boost. Just didn't convert. I think that if they can take that into the game at the beginning and stop, they've been playing catch up every single game. You can't play catch up every single game and expect to win. You got to be the one that puts the first goal in. And they did that game, but they got to keep it up.
Yeah. Not about who scores first, not about who scores last. It's about who scores the most in that game. It was Vianney. But it doesn't have to be that way. Like you said, Ozark has been playing really good. They had a brief stint in the last part of that game where they got a couple of shots. They stole some boost, but they couldn't convert on any of those plays.
Yeah, I think, we just haven't seen that full cohesion. We haven't really been able to talk a whole lot about the Ozark players individually because there just hasn't been a whole lot of offense. We're playing a lot of defense. We have some great things happening. Grimes with that nice air dribble. Fatted Crowd got the goal last game. We've had some really good sparks, but I need a full firing roster if we're going to end up pulling this reverse sweep off.
First minute's been going pretty solid for both of these teams. So far, Ozark has not let in a goal. Neither one of these teams have really got too many shots on target until now. It's the Steak yet again in the corner. Saved away. The defender that never misses, Trevor, does it one more time. Ozark gets bailed out.
Yeah, and they've had really, really good shows on defense. Dries, fantastic defensive player. He just saved an upper 90 rocket on target. And, you have to think it's because he knows what's on the line here. He knows if that one goal goes in, that might be the whole season. That might be it.
Could be. You only need one goal to win a Rocket League game. Typically, you want a little more, and typically you even need a little bit more. But if your defense is good enough, you only need to score once.
Yeah, they're playing a lot of defense. I don't think they've gotten a whole lot of boost stolen from them in this stand quite yet. But, man, you really do need to get a nice, solid touch out. Go grab some boost. Hopefully get some good offense just like that. A nice little dunk in defense for him. And try to keep the ball in their half.
Missed on the front line from Shem. Has to be up to Star is better to push it on down a little further. Pubgub, wave dashing along the wall. Love to see it. Bubsy misses. Very rare miss from him. Unfortunately, Rocket League. Unfortunately, Ozark cannot make anything out of it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Bubs might miss once, twice, maybe 3 times if you're lucky. And if you don't score on those opportunities, it's kind of just a wasted shot at that time.
Him and Star starting to connect. Bubsy flying in from halfway across the field, trying for the redirect. Does not quite connect as good as they wanted to, but here goes Star. Looks to reset it one more time. Pubgub boots it on out of the way. Bubsy puts it on, but the crossbar simply too big, and the fourth defender strikes one more time. Feels like we're calling its name every single game, every single minute it feels like. But it just shows the nerves. These players can't get these finishes.
Yeah, every now and then they'll get a nice shot on target, but I think for every time they get a shot on target, there's probably 2 or 3 that hit the post. And it's definitely the nerves coming out. For a lot of these players, this may be the first time that they've ever played in a tournament setting like this.
Tim, though, finally stops the slump of both of these teams, and St. John Vianney is going to score first. Bottom left corner, assisted by Bubsy, and the time may look like there's a lot to go. But with how defensive this game is, it took them over 3 minutes to score their first. I want to say this clock is going to be an issue.
Yeah, the clock is going to be not Ozark's friend. It just ends up being, one bad touch in defense from Ozark gives a goal. That's how tight this game has been.
90 seconds to go. And yet again, here comes Vianney. Bubsy barely beat on it. Dry saves it away. Ozark needs to make something out of it. The 50 is lost. And there goes Vianney yet again, but it's beaten over it. Bubsy barely making the save.
I think if we were giving individual accolades, Dries might have to get Defender of the Season. He's blocked every single thing, upper 90, 1v1s with Bubs. It doesn't seem like a whole lot's going to get through Ozark unless it's just an unfortunate mistouch.
Clock's ticking. Bubsy rises across the wall, carries it down, looks for the flip reset, saved away by Pub. A massive save. Ozark to keep their season alive. Fatted Crowd goes up too high. Dries can't catch it, and Star puts it in one more time. They get the insurance goal. They've doubled up on their lead, and there's only 33 ticks for Ozark left.
Just a little bit of miscommunication from the midfield. Dries thought that Fatted Crowd was going to be able to take a hold of that ball. It was up and over his head. Something's got to give at some point, and Dries peeked out a little bit too far and got burned on the hit.
Bubsy looks to do it one more time. No need for a flip reset. Gets up a little bit too high. They can't quite finish it out. Star is better. Gets beat on it. Then comes Shim. Tries to boot it down. Gets it past one. They've got another one in. But there's no need for the finish. Just let it bounce. And Vianney's about to bounce their way to a championship.
Yeah, and that's just what happens when no one on your entire team has any boost. The ball goes up in the air, and you just have to sit there and watch it. You physically can't get up there. There's nothing you can do. And that's just good plays from Vianney, knowing and understanding how much pressure and how much boost they had stolen.
One more attempt. Jim saves it away. Star boots it out of there. And Bubsy, with one last touch, is going to secure the MOSEF championship. The entire season has been so good. Both of these teams have done so much. But it had to be St. John Vianney. The storybook ending. Nobody was going to beat them. Nobody was even going to come close. Vianney, in the best of 7, they sweep their counterpart, Ozark High School. And by a landslide, they are your MOSEF Fall Brawl champions.
And you know what, Weller? We've seen them on the stream plenty today. That unstoppable dynamic duo between Bubs and Stars, just a little too strong. That last game, Tim showed up, put a few goals in for himself, and just unstoppable offense. I think Bubs didn't score. I think he probably scored the least amount on his entire team, but
Yeah.
Man, was he feeding those assists.
Yeah, it's not a fact about who scores most. It's about who has the biggest impact. And I mean, you can't really spell impact without Bubsy. If you look with a magnifying glass, you're going to see a little.
Yeah, the fine
bit
print's in there
Bubsy
somewhere. Yeah,
it's in the
Bubs is
fine
in there.
print. You know, you just got to read and you just got to look very, very closely. But Trevor, that is it. The MOSEF Fall Brawl is done for Rocket League. We still have Overwatch tomorrow, but that's tomorrow. For now, we're done. We get to catch our breath. We get to go take a nap because I'm tired.
Well, the thing is we had a lot of sweeps today, including the grand finals. We only had one match that almost went the distance. Been a short day in the office, but a good thing for all the teams that have won. Congratulations to not only Vianney, but also the small school winner in Buchanan.
Yep.
They did great. They brought home a trophy to their small town. Proud of them for that.
Shout out Fawcett, Missouri.
Shout out Fawcett, Missouri. We learned where you are. Congratulations to everybody. And congratulations to everyone that even made it here. Again, they fought through an entire season to get to this point. These were not just random teams you decided to bring on for fun. They had to earn their right to be here, and they did just that.
That they did. One last time, I'm Tucker Haynes. This is Trevor. We have been bringing you Rocket League action live for the past about 6 or so hours here at Classics Yard in Springfield, Missouri, inside of Classic Rock Coffee. Go check them out if you're in the 417 area. That's all we have for you today. We'll catch you tomorrow for Overwatch. Congrats to everyone. Thank you all for coming out to Classic Rock Coffee. Everyone is here. Thank you all for watching in the broadcast. If you could not make it out, we'll see you soon.